This is the Hanging with A podcast.
What up? What up? This is the Hanging with A podcast coming to you always from Brockton, Massachusetts. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everybody that subscribes to the Hanging with A podcast, everybody that likes the Hanging with A podcast, the people that follow me. All right. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. The Hanging with A podcast is at 15,144 subscribers on YouTube. We're climbing. And all that doesn't happen without the love and the support of all of you. So I just want to say thank you for all the support and everything that you do for me. You can find the Hanging with A podcast on YouTube. I'm on Spotify. You can listen to episodes on one of those two platforms. You can follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Snapchat, follow me on Facebook. Like I say all the time, I'm all over the place. And I just want to say thank you again for all the love and all the support. The next guest that I am about to introduce is a young man that's out here making incredible music. Just came out with a very, very good album that we're going to get into and talk about. I appreciate him coming on here to talk about what he's doing. Young and up and coming, inspiring MC, talented, one of the talented MCs that we have here in Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Tariq.
Peace, peace. Red
What up, man?
Amandala. Happy to be here. Really happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
No problem at all. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Who are you?
I'm 22 years old. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, born and raised. I never lived outside of anywhere but Dorchester. Just kind of crazy to think about, but I'm a Boston baby. Been making music for about, this year would be 7 years. So I've been making music for about 7 years. I started off with poetry. Poetry was always really cool to me. Started writing poetry about 6th or 7th grade, and it kind of snowballed into writing raps from there. But like I always kind of wanted to make rap music, but I didn't have the confidence yet. But poetry helped me build my confidence up, and then when I got to rapping, I was confident enough to put the music out and then just rock with it from there. But yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Oh, my mom's Trinidadian. We from the Caribbean. I brought the Trini flag with me.
Okay, okay,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying? I had to put this up. You know, it's on all my album covers. I like to throw the Trinidadian flag in there. Yeah, my mom's from Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? My dad's from a small island called Dominica. And yeah, that was pretty much my upbringing pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna get into that, man. How was life for you growing up?
Whew. Um, I'm not gonna lie. It was probably a lot on my mom's shoulders. It was probably a lot for her, but we never really felt it as her kids. Like she always made sure everything. Like we never felt the brunt of the hard world, of the harsh world. You know, she always made everything. Even when stuff wasn't okay, she still made it seem, still put a smile on our faces and made it like kept it real with us. You know what I'm saying? We didn't really feel much of the hardships we went through because my mom was such a soldier. So yeah, big ups to my mom. Lots of thanks to her. My mom and my dad are separated, so I didn't really grow up with my dad like that. But I have father figures in my life, and I'm cool with my dad now. You know what I'm saying, for what it is. But yeah, my upbringing was like, I feel like that's most kids, most black kids from Boston. It's like, you know, grow up in a single parent household, predominantly with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I was a statistic from the start. My mom always tells me never to be a statistic, but I was a statistic from the jump, like,
Yeah,
which
right.
is crazy. Which is crazy. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Upbringing was, it was pretty smooth. You know, my mom, we had a good childhood. I can honestly say that. It's crazy because I come into contact with a lot of people now and their childhoods be so rough. And I was like, man, I went to Disney World. I went to Orlando Studios. I watched SpongeBob. I got to play outside. I went camping. I had a great childhood, even though the majority of my childhood was in the hood, but like I still had experiences outside of the hood, which I don't take for granted. I really appreciate those experiences.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
shocked. Yeah, man. Shout out to Miss Melville, man. Who's your, I call her Miss Melville because that's what we call each other at work. I met your mom about 3 years ago, man, at Bridge Boston Charter School. Shout out to Bridge Boston Charter School.
Shout out Bridge
Um,
Boston.
and I believe when I first met her, she was doing special education, but she just was always welcoming, always nice. She's very intelligent, very smart, knows her stuff. I've learned so much from her as a teacher. I've learned so much from her. So, she's an incredible woman, and I appreciate everything that she's done for me throughout my teaching career. Even her first year, I learned a lot from her. So, shout out to her, man, and much
Yeah,
love and respect to Miss Melville for real.
Miss Melville. That's the one. Man. I love my
Um,
mom. I'm a mama's boy.
So am I. Don't feel bad. I am too. I call my
Yeah,
mom for everything.
yeah.
Um, when did you know you wanted to be an MC?
The minute I heard rap music for the first time, it's crazy because my mom, not my dad so much, but my mom, she tried to block rap music out whole lives. Whenever we got in the car, we would. It wasn't until like I got to middle school, like she was like, "All right, I can't fight it no more." And she put on Gemini 94.5 or Romero or whatever. But nah, my mom, we was listening to Big City 101.3. If the real ones know about that in the Caribbean community, Big City 101.3. But bro, my mom tried to block rap music out of my life for so long, bro. But like the minute I heard it, I was like, yeah, this is me. Like, especially when I started doing a deep dive into it and I started finding like rappers that I actually like. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of old heads around me, so they would put me on to like Tribe Called Quest, of course Tupac, of course Jay-Z. Anything you grew up on, to be honest, bro. I wasn't listening to what like I wasn't listening to like to let you know how different I am compared to my rest of my generation. I didn't really get into Chief Keef until like 4 years ago.
Mm,
Like I was heavy on old school music, and you know what I'm saying. I always felt a little bit of a black sheep, a sore thumb that stuck out because it was just like I was not listening to what most kids was listening to. I'm listening to Tupac. I'm like 12 years old, really dissecting Tupac lyrics. Like, damn, he's spitting right now. Like,
yeah,
but yeah, um, I can zone in on this one time in terms of like the lifestyle. I seen a Lil Wayne video when I was really young on MTV, and I was like, wow, this is the lifestyle they live. This must be lit. And then, but then I actually got into the music. But I have to say, like, when To Pimp a Butterfly came out, not even when it came out, when the singles were dropping, when I came out and All Right came out, like I was like, yeah, this is pretty much it. This is what we're gonna be doing pretty much from now. Like I was so excited, you know.
yeah. I mean, Pimp a
And
Butterfly, man.
everything comes back around full circle. And
Yeah.
everything comes back around full circle. Because when I got
Oh,
hip to Kendrick, um, recently on my last album, the last album I just dropped that you talked about a little bit about, I actually got one of Kendrick Lamar's producers like on the album for the first and the last song. That was produced by Tay Beast. And Tay Beast has been working with Kendrick Lamar before we even knew who Kendrick Lamar was, which is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? He's TDE all the way, which is crazy to me. So everything came back around full circle. You know what I'm saying? It's really beautiful. But yeah, I love hip hop. It's my life.
no,
It's
no,
my
no. I
life.
mean, you can hear it. I can hear it in your album, man. I can hear it in your album. I can hear it. You know what I mean? I played. When you sent it to me, um, you know, I got to it right away, man. I love hip hop. I love breaking down albums. That is my thing. I love celebrating albums from when I was coming up. I just celebrated yesterday, man, 27 years, Wu Tang Forever,
Wow.
which is arguably probably one of the greatest double albums ever created. And when I was in seventh grade when that album came out. And I remember when it came out, man, the Triumph video and everybody wearing fatigues, everybody carrying
Yep.
hand towels, everybody rocking Timbs. It was a moment, man, when that album came out, man. So um I just love it, man. When I get music, I love it. And I'm not, I try to support as many of the young generation as much as I can on my platform, um, because I've come across a lot of great artists. You know what I mean? A lot of great artists. The Sheikh Hanifs, the YVN Legacies, the K's. Even the ones that I haven't even had on my podcast yet. You know what I mean? So I just try to like, when you guys send me music, man, I just try to tap in, man, and just really lock in and listen to what you guys are saying, man. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, your album, man, is definitely, man, a good body of work. We definitely gonna get into that. What power do you feel when you're recording your music? Like, how does that make you feel?
I feel like a superhero.
Okay.
I feel like a superhero. Um, Sometimes I feel like a superhero. If I'm just trying to rap for the sake of rapping, I feel really cool because that's where I'm most comfortable. But like, sometimes I get a little bit emotional. It's a little bit some down sometimes because I'm like the subject matter of the song be like so real, and I think music is crazy because if somebody that says they don't like my music, I feel like it's a personal attack on me. Like they're trying to hurt my feelings because sometimes it be so personal. Like I'm really explaining to you how I feel about my experiences and stuff like that. But I feel I feel really good. Like it's probably my favorite part of the day, and it's crazy because it only takes me really like 45 minutes max to record one song, and most of the time it'd be like 15, 20 minutes, you know, but it'd be like the illest 15 to 20 minutes of my day. Like, I'm like, I travel, like, just to get to the studio where I'll be at, like, I got to travel an hour and 30 minutes on the train. I got to take the bus, get to the studio, chill for a little bit. And then everything is leading up to that 15 to 20 minutes where I actually record. And that 15 to 20 minutes is like the most blissful time. Like, I'm just focused on getting it down. Sometimes it gets a little frustrating, like if I mess up my words a couple times and I got to do a couple of different takes and whatnot. But like, it'd be the best 15 to 20 minutes of my world. No lie, I can't even lie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can imagine. What's the name of the first song you ever recorded?
The name of my first song I ever recorded. I could tell you the name of the first song I ever released. I can't tell you the first one I ever recorded, but
Okay.
first one I ever released was a song called "No Pressure." It was on a Playboy. See, I was trying to be hip. Like I was scared to be different type timing. So like I found this Playboy Cardi type beat, and I was like, I'm about to kill this, and I did kill it to be honest. But like it was just like so like me trying to do something that all the other people are doing, and it just wasn't really authentically me. But yeah, no pressure. No pressure was the first song I ever recorded and dropped. I deleted it a long time ago, like a long time ago, because I'm like nobody needs to hear this, especially with the music that what I be on now is so like far ahead of what I thought I was gonna be able to do. It's long gone, but no pressure was the first song I ever released, promoted, and like did all the extra stuff for. It's just pretty cool on a Playboy Cardi type beat.
Okay. Um, let's get into the album, man. Tell the people, man, the title of the album. I also want to know why did you title it that before we get into like, everything else.
Oh, we about to get deep for a second. I'm gonna try to keep it brief, but the name of the album is Bombs, and Bomb stands for Black Operations Mobilizing Battalion. A black operation is something that happens in the military or it's carried out. It's literally explained on the album, like what it is. It's basically when an agency or a military or a country carries out a mission, but the mission can't be traced back to anything. So essentially, it's kind of like how I explained it to some people in my neighborhood was I was like, it's kind of like when you do a drill, when you catch a body or something like that. Like we know that you caught the body, but nobody's going to speak on the type stuff. So it's kind of like that. And mobilizing battalions, the second half of the title stands for like mobilizing battalions. A battalion like a small unit of like a small military unit. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So the basically what the title means to like mobilizing this small military unit, but in a way that's like we don't talk about it, but we know what we're doing type stuff. So it's almost like the original what games were supposed to be. Black men mobilizing each other, like really, you know, standing up to a system or like having carrying out a mission, but like our mission would in this case would be like the war on our minds. We're fighting against the war on our minds. We're fighting against the war with ourselves, the war against us, our people. We're black, so the war against us. So we're really just trying to get all these small infantries of men, all these small quote unquote gangs together, and we're really just trying to like really um just be more aware, and we're trying to fight against what is fighting against us. Essentially, is what the title of the album, what it means. And I drop little things here and there, alluding to war and stuff like that, but I never outright say this is until the last song. I don't outright say this is what we're doing until the last song, because I'm like, a black operation, you're not supposed to talk about the operation. So you're not supposed to talk about it. So you know what I'm saying? We don't really get into like the nitty gritty of like what that actually means. But if you look and you listen closely on the album, you hear what we're talking about and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah, I I the cover, the artwork is dope. Um,
shout out to my manager and my main producer, Abbott Jackson, and my manager Nico. They helped curate. Actually, it was a lot of me too, because it's based off the cover of the album is based off of this movie called The Spook Who Sat by the Door. Nipsey Hussle talked about it. It was a book too. The Spook Who Sat by the Door was directly related to the album title, because it's about this group of black men that want to stand up against well, it's about the CIA agent that finds a group of black men, and their goal is to infiltrate the CIA from the inside out, basically. So
mhm.
that would be, in this case, the black operation that's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's directly tied to the album, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you watch that movie and then you listen to the album, you'll find little things here and there that like match up. But yeah, the cover of it was based off of that movie, The Spook Who Sat by a Door, and we basically took it and we just ran with it and we just remixed it in a way. You know what I'm saying? We threw the Trinity flag on there for me. I don't even be asking my label to throw the Trinity flag on the cover. They just do it. They know how I'm coming. So like, so they just throw the Trinity flag on there, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's how the cover came about. I had to add that because that's actually a really key piece, and like um a really important piece of information that's directly tied to the album is like, if you go and you read the book and you watch the movie, and then you come and then you like once you read the book and you watch the movie, the title of the album will make complete sense to you, because it's like literally that's what they're doing. Like literally what the movie is about a black operation mobilizing a battalion, a small unit of men to do something, fight against the oppressive forces. But like for me, my album is a little bit more broad. It's also fighting against yourself and the world around you type stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, nah, man. I mean, I loved it. The production on the album is very it's what the music again. It's the sound right now that whether it's a sample, the boom bap, whatever you want to call it. Um, you know what I mean? That's what the production sounds like to me. Talk to me a little bit, man, about the production on the album. Were you looking for a certain type of feel? Were you looking for a certain type of sound? Um, because I feel like from track one to the end of the album, you're telling a story. And I feel like
Hmm.
every one of the beats that you rap off of is telling your story. But talk to me a little bit more about that, man, about the production piece of the album.
Um. Uh. All the producers I work with, I have a personal relationship with them, and not really with Tay Beef, which is the producer that worked with Kendrick, but all the other producers on the album, I have like a personal connection with. Like we vibe on some sort of level. Um. So I feel like I've the past 2 to 3 years, I've been really trying to craft a sound, like make my own little niche inside of this quote unquote renaissance of hip hop, or like this old school. Make a little niche, you know what I'm saying? I'm really heavy on samples. I love samples, love listening to samples. But yeah, there's not one song on the album without a sample, which is crazy. But
Yeah,
which is crazy. Good thing we're not on no major label, because then they would have had to tax for that. But like, we can get away with it on a smaller scale. But yeah, the production is just like I said, I've been really trying to craft the sound, and like I guess they all know how I'm coming and like the type of time that I'm gonna be on, because all my producers just make that niche sound that I really really like. Yeah, I got beats from my friend BB. He did about 4 or 5 songs. My friend Abbott Jackson, who did all of my last project, Proper Ebonics. He's on about 4 or 5 songs, and I got 2 beats from Tay Beats and 1 beat from my friend of almost 10 years. His name is Chief Bacon. I know that probably threw you a little, like, why does it say feature Chief Bacon and nobody else is rapping on it? He just specifically asked me to add him as a feature if he was on the album, like if his beat made it. So that's why you see that. But me and him, we're in a rap group actually, which is crazy. But yeah, um, that's just how it came about. But like, even now, I'm working on my next project, and my next project, it doesn't have a completely different sound. It's still in the same vein. But yeah, I felt like if you listen to my first project, Proper Ebonics, you could see where I was going with the sound, but it was like still really rough around the edges. With this project, it's really cut and dry. Like, this is the sound. It's neat. It's palatable. This is the sound I'm going for. I think I really kind of mastered it the second time around, which is pretty good because most people say you go on a sophomore slump. You know, you drop your first, and then the second one's not as good, but the second one better than the first one in this case. But yeah, that's just how the production came about. I'm really thankful for all the producers I got on
Yeah, no, I mean they did their thing, man. They definitely did their thing.
there. Yeah,
My, some of my favorite tracks on the album: "Freedom Fighter," "Everyday Trenches," "Darkness." Those are my favorite three.
yeah,
Um, when I got to those, I played those over and over again. I also love the titles, man. I like the titles that you pick, like "Freedom Fighter," "Everyday Trenches," "Darkness," "Call to Action." You know what I mean? Like, you got so many unique titles, man. And I feel like,
yeah,
again, I feel like when you hear when you from the beginning of the album, you're telling the story, man. Every song, you know what I mean?
hmm
Every song you're telling the story, man, and it just feels good. It feels like you taking us on a lesson. You know
yeah.
what I mean? You're teaching us something. You're telling us something, man. You're creating something, and
One last thing
um,
about my mom and being a rapper, if my mom, if you know my mom, I can't be a rapper and saying no bull, I don't know no bullshit. Like, I gotta say something. And even in my songs where I do be saying bullshit, I be like, yo, if my mom heard this, she would beat my ass right now. Like, she would really clap me. Like, but like, yeah, thank you for noticing that. I don't think a lot of people pay attention to that, but like, I really do be trying to like take people like through my mind and my life. And this last project was basically a sequel to Proper Ebonics. It's like in the same world, but like we're focusing on something different. You know what I'm saying? With Proper Ebonics, it was an album more geared towards like language and how we speak to each other and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But like this one, the message was a little bit more um the message was a lot more potent. I would say, like, it's a different message, and the message is like a lot more involved throughout the whole album. But yeah, you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
I am trying to take people on a ride. You know what I'm saying. I'm really trying to like make people understand like how I think and stuff like that.
yeah.
I
Um,
didn't mean to cut you off. My bad.
no, you good. No, you good. You good. I appreciate that. Appreciate you
It's
breaking that down.
my manager
Um,
said I have to hit these talking points like just to mention certain stuff. So I'm trying to just mention certain stuff as you bring it up. But yeah, no,
no,
no problem. Thank you.
no problem. Do you feel you have been overlooked as an MC?
I haven't done enough to be overlooked, but definitely people are overlooking me because I do think there's a lot of rappers in my lane that a lot of rappers in my lane that I'm probably better than. I just don't got the right connections, or I'm not from LA, or I'm not from one of these big market cities. Even though Boston should be a big market city in my opinion, that's another conversation for a time. Probably get overlooked because I'm from Boston.
Yeah,
It's just like, oh, you're from Boston. You ain't got no bars. What you gonna talk about? White people and racism?
yeah,
Actually, a really good topic. But besides that, like people are gonna be like, ain't nobody care what these niggas from Boston gotta say.
right.
Essentially, is what I think. But yeah,
But
I probably am overlooked.
yeah, I asked you that, man, because I feel like you referenced that a few times. You don't reference it directly, you know what I mean? But you reference like, I'm just, that you feel like people are just not really,
Yeah,
giving you your flowers, man, and giving you your just due, and like, you know what I mean. But I picked up on that, man, and I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, the project is dope that you just put out. Um, and compared to a lot of the things that I get sent to me and a lot of things that people share with me, it's a lot damn better than a lot of that stuff that gets sent to me. And a lot of the stuff that I mean,
You
I'm just
crazy?
I'm just gonna keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody, you know what I mean? Not everybody, man, makes it to the Hanging with A podcast. And I don't interview a lot of people. I have a particular thing I'm looking for, man, when I invite MCs on my platform. And like I'm not with the trendy stuff. You know what I mean? You can miss
Yeah,
me with that. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the girls. I want somebody, man, when I sit down and listen to their music, I can say, you know what? He got it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He's got it. He's a diamond. You know what I mean? When I sit
I
down and
think
listen
that's
to
just come that just comes from like the people I, you know, in the beginning when I first started rapping, it was kind of be like cool, but then I realized that being an up and coming rapper isn't that cool. So then I was like, all right, I'm gonna do my own thing then. So when I started saying I'm gonna do my own thing, I'm gonna go my own way, and I'm not gonna make what everybody else is making, that's actually when stuff really started to pick up for me. And like the studio I record at, like I just come into contact with so many different rappers in the lane that I'm in, and they're making good money, and they're like doing what they're supposed to be doing. So it's just like I'm not trying to get like I just see it actually working. You know, is what I'm saying. Like I see it actually working. Like I came into contact with Shay Knief, his man's Body Rock. Like I see them all the time at the studio. Like it's crazy because I remember the first time I seen Body Rock, he was doing like a festival in the middle of Roxbury, and like maybe it been like 60 people there, and now he's like in the Middle East, and he's like doing all these crazy shows, and he's been on tour and stuff like that. But you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I see it
Shake Hot,
actually. Yeah, taking it. It was crazy when he pulled up to Bridge Boston, and
yeah,
my mom was like, "Yo, you know this rapper?" Da, da, da. He's like, "Oh, I do know him. He be at the studio all the time." And I was like, "That's crazy. People actually take notice because you know what I'm saying. I really do be feeling like I be overlooked, and the fact that he was like, "Nah, I actually know who he is," and you know he remembered my name. Yeah, but you
man.
know what I'm saying.
Shake Neef's a good dude, man. I saw him not too long ago because I went and purchased his vinyl, Wilderness of North America, which was my album of the year for 2023.
Yeah,
Um, I call him the best MC in Massachusetts, man, because when I listen to his music, I just feel the same way I felt when I listened to Hove for the first time, when I listened to Nas for the first time.
yeah.
It's just
He's
the
really
music
nice. He's
grabs you,
nice.
right? The
He's
music
nice.
grabs you. His storytelling grabs you. I mean, he's really out here doing it, man. That whole
I look
Feed the
up to all
Family.
of them guys. I look
Yep.
up to all of them guys, man. I see them come through the studio. They be first taking their verses, just go in there, knock it out, come back out, and just be on to the next one. Really professionals about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just thankful I be in the same room with them, and I be in the
Yeah.
room with some people. Like I don't know if Shay told you this, but West Side Gun came through the studio one time. I had literally just left to go home, and like 2 o'clock, like an hour or two after we had left. I checked my phone and it's West Side Gun in the studio. It's Stove God in the studio. It's Rome Streets in the studio. I'm like, yo, what? I must be doing something right. That's exactly what I thought. I'm like, yo, I must be doing something right then. So
Yeah.
like, all of these people coming through. But yeah,
That's beautiful. How does your mom feel about your music?
man, she probably half and half against it. Like, um, I don't know. That's a good question. I think you should ask her. We should
Yeah.
ask her. But nah. I think she kind of gets it because she got a lot of friends that DJ, like Caribbean DJs and stuff like that. So she gets the general idea of love for music. So I think she understands that. But the specific type of music I make, the words I use, my colloquial verbiage, like there's probably a big disconnect somewhere. But like I feel like I'll send her some of the songs I do. I send her like once every couple months. I'll make a song where I don't swear, or it's about a girl or something that's like really easy to like listen to. I'll send her those, and she'll be like, okay, I get what you're doing. But like, if I was just to send her a random song off Bombs, or even a random song off Bombs, Proper Ebonics, or Three Wise Men, she probably gonna be like, yeah, this is not for me.
Yeah,
She'd probably hear it and be like, what are you talking about? Like, what is this really like? What does this mean? Like,
yeah, I can relate to that. When I first started this podcast 4 years ago, man, 4 year anniversary. You know what I mean?
or
And I started it during COVID. I remember calling my mom and saying, this before Joe Budden podcast was out. I think they just was starting out. And I
yeah,
was like, I think I'm gonna do this podcast and I'm gonna talk about hip hop. And I played basketball in college, but I was like, I love hip hop. I know basketball, so I'm gonna talk about it. And she was like, oh, okay, my mom watches every episode. She doesn't miss an episode. And she'll send me messages all the time. I'm proud of you. Because I think what she's realized is that damn, like he's really out here touching people, helping people, and motivating people. And like, a lot of people send me messages, man, like, man, we see what you out here doing, man. We may not say it all the time, but we see you move, man. We see how you move and we see how you doing things. Um, I put a lot of time into this, man, 100%. On top of being a husband, I'm a father, and then I
mm.
podcast, man, and I just try to be the best at all three of those things. And I'm a teacher, so you know what I mean? I
I
just,
don't think
I've
my
watched
mom
it grow.
had that like epiphany moment until she met Shaken D, and Shaken D was like, "Oh no, that's my man. I know him."
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think she
she,
had that moment until
yeah,
that one incident, and she was like, "Oh, he really does do this. Like, he
yeah.
really does
She
work
loved,
hard." Like,
she enjoyed when he came. She told me, she said this was great. The kids were focused. They loved I mean, he just did his thing, man. And I'm just thankful, man, for him, man, and everything he's done for me. So shout out to Feed the Family, man. Shout out to Sheikh Hanif, Bodie Rock, Top Hooter, Dun Diddley, all of them, man. I appreciate all of them. What inspires you?
um, good music, a good conversation, uh, meeting new people, um, traveling. I don't really like traveling like that, but I hate being on a plane. But when I finally get to my destination and I look around and I'm like, I look around and I see like I'm around like I'm in somebody's like this life is completely different from the life that I'm living right now. I went to Trinidad recently, like 2 months ago, and we were sitting in this house, and it was like these people were essentially like squatters, right? And they're living in this makeshift house, and I'm like falling through the floorboards, and I'm like, I'm like, this is crazy. People live like this, and it hurt more when you realize that it's black people that mainly be living in squalor around the world. So that really inspires me. That always hits me in my nerves whenever I see that. Because I'm like, this is how the black people living in Trinidad, and it's a country full of black people. I wonder what the white people in Trinidad live like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is their own country, and there's still like, it's still this disparity. Like, and we're living in your own country, and it's still like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, but like, yeah, that a lot of stuff inspires me. A lot of pain inspires me, which is a double-edged sword. But yeah, a lot inspires me. My mom inspires me, my family. Yeah.
Okay. What's a quote you live by?
A quote I live by? That's a good question. Hmm. If you think you know everything, you know nothing at all. That's just what came to my mind.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Uh, I like that. Mine.
I was gonna say this one. This quote is, but like, don't take it out of context. Just listen to how I explain it. Do what thou wilt. Now you might hear that quote and be like, "That comes from a really weird dude." only reason why I say that is I'm like, you can do whatever you want in this life, just be ready for the consequences. You
Yeah.
can do anything. If you want to make $1,000,000, you can make $1,000,000 easily. Do whatever you want. But like, it's gonna come back to you eventually, which
Yeah.
sucks. But like, you can do whatever you want. This life is free.
Yeah. I like that. I like that one. Who do you hope your music inspires?
Um, Even though I feel like a lot of kids wouldn't get it, like if I could reach like a teenager that's like, if I could reach a teenager like me, like somebody that's like battling with their purpose in the world, and like, I don't want to say necessarily needs some guidance, but needs to know that there's somebody going through the same stuff that they're going through. I'd probably inspire that person. Like, I'd probably look to reach that person. Like, you know, I didn't explain this about my childhood, but like, we went from like the majority of like early childhood, I could say from like 3 to like maybe like 10. It was like I lived in like the nicer side at Dorchester, like across from the street, like on the other side of Ashmont. And life comes so full circle. And then some stuff happened and we had to move. And like the culture shock of having to move from a place where like kids play outside freely and you don't got to worry about guns or drugs or nothing like that, to a place where it's like heavily involved in that. The culture shock was crazy. I forgot where I was going with that, but like the culture shock is so crazy. So I understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're black, you come from an educated family, and you're like, you're trying to find yourself in the world, and you're looking around and you're like, this doesn't even make any sense. Like, why are people like living like this? Because
Yeah.
you've seen people live a different way, and you come to the other side of Ashmont and you see how people are really living, like the majority of people are really living. It's crazy. Like, it's a crazy thing. You might feel like you're the only person going crazy, but like, nah, Tariq's going, Red Amandala's going crazy with you right there. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. Like, this is really how people live. Like, coming into contact with people that live the life that Sheikh Hanif raps about. Like, not saying he doesn't live that life, but just coming into contact with people that really live that life, and you're like, damn, it's really real out here.
Yeah.
And I used to see the world through rose-colored glasses when I was 10, and then as soon as I was 11 or 12, and we moved to the hood, and it was just like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hearing gunshots for the first time, like,
Yeah.
scar, like, like hearing gunshots, hearing people arguing in the street, like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, top five
Hopefully, I can
rappers of
help
all
out too.
time. Who's in your top five?
My top five: Dylon, Dylon, Dylon. No, I'm playing. Um, probably. Um, nah. Uh, I'm so corny. All right, we're gonna start off with the basic one. Like, I went through a Tupac phase, and the
Okay.
Tupac phase taught me a lot about life. So I went through a slight Tupac phase. So Tupac probably. This is my favorite. This is my top 10. So it's probably gonna be a little bit weird. This rapper named Earl Sweatshirt, who came up alongside Tyler the Creator, but then he went mad left and he started making like really emotional sample rap music, which is kind of like the godfather to the style I have now. So Tupac, and it's weird to put Earl Sweatshirt up there with Tupac, but that's literally just who I listen to. Like, little Tupac, Earl, probably Big L. I went through a heavy Big L phase. Big L is that dude. Like, nobody flowing like L. The way he switched up his flow. Andre 3000. Cause
Okay.
come on, meet the twin, Andre Ben. Welcome to the Lions Den. Alien can blend right on in, which you can't look again. Cause I swear I spot one every now and again. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Um, we got Tupac, Earl, Andre, L, and probably Kendrick. Yeah, I say Kendrick.
Yeah, Kendrick. I My top five, man. I change mines all the time. My number one never changes. Hove is my number one. It's been my number one since '97.
Yeah,
First album I ever bought was in my lifetime, and I've been a fan ever since. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from Hove, just about life, and also about like being like an MC. Uh, Even though I don't rap at all, whatever, but I've still learned a lot from him. Phife Dawg from Tribe Called Quest. Tribe Called Quest is my
yeah,
favorite. Tribe Called
yeah.
Quest is my
A lot of
favorite
people would
rap
say
group.
Q-Tip, but Five Dog to me was
Yeah, Phife
dog.
Dawg is my. I mean, Tribe Called Quest is my favorite rap group of all time. I grew up in that era. Um, Number three, I would have to put um, Ransom.
Rant. Oh, you really listen to rap, so you know
Yeah,
like Mac
yeah,
Homie, Ransom, like you know
yeah,
that little yeah. Okay, I was about
yeah,
yo Ransom is like my number eight. Like I'm not gonna lie,
yeah.
it's crazy you said
I
Ransom. I love Ransom.
Yeah, Ransom. Ransom is my three. Um, Four, Nas. I gotta put Nas in there, man.
Yeah, Nas is hard.
Illmatic is one
The
of the
song
greatest hip hop
Purple
albums
by
ever created.
Nas, the song Purple by Nas is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. Gotta put Nas on there. Five. I'm five. I'm gonna go with Raekwon, man. I'm a big
Yeah,
Raekwon fan. I'm a big Raekwon fan, man. I love Raekwon, so I'm gonna go with Ray. You know what I mean? I left out like other
Raekwon is
people I
ill.
like. Yeah, I left out a lot. Like I like Big Daddy Kane. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? A lot of those people, the DOC. I had the DOC on my podcast. Shout out to the DOC.
Wow. I gotta
Yeah,
see that.
yeah, I had
I
the
gotta see
DOC on
that.
there. Yep, no one can do it better. One of the first rap albums I bought, man, and he was uh he was nice enough, man, to come away for my 50th episode, bro, and like that meant a lot to me, man. I was in awe of his stories and everything, man. So that was a good one. Um,
Who's your
10
favorite
people.
rapper from Boston? Is it still Shake?
My favorite rapper from Boston, yeah, man.
Probably Shake. I'm gonna change that in about like 2 to 5 years. Like,
Okay.
give me 2 to 5 years, you probably gonna end up saying me. But like, that's
Yeah,
what's up. Shake do go crazy.
yeah, I like the whole crew. I like Feed the Family as a whole. I love Top Hooter.
Yeah.
Um, but Sheikh Neef, man, I like. I
To
can't put
me,
Wilderness in North America down.
yeah, to me, he's probably the best out of his camp. But like, something that surprised me about his camp was I didn't think Body Rock could really rap until he had this tape with the producer that owns the studio I record at, Grubby Paws. Body Rock had that tape with Grubby Paws, and I was like, oh, Body Rock can actually like go, like he can actually spit for real. That surprised me because he used to do like all the like the lit club stuff, and I was like, all right, that's smooth, but like he can actually rap. But
Yeah,
Shake is still the best out of all of them, to me
yeah,
personally.
yeah,
Me personally.
yeah. He's my he is my favorite. I'm not. I can't back off of that one. Um, 10 people. 10 people you would invite to a dinner, dead or alive? Who you inviting?
Okay. Um, the dude on your shirt,
Fred Hampton.
Fred Hampton, and Huey P. Newton.
Okay.
I have a Huey P. Newton memoir called "The Revolutionary Suicide" that my seventh grade teacher gave to me before he moved to Colorado. He gave me this book called Revolutionary Suicide. Good book. Huey P. Newton, Fred Hampton. We got to go Tupac. I just feel like that would be a crazy blunt rotation, like between those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy rotation. But yeah, we gotta get Malcolm X. I don't really want to talk to MLK. I don't really want to talk to MLK. Just kind of a but definitely Malcolm X. That's like four. Obama. Obama, I want to talk to Obama. Cause I feel like the US government showed Obama some stuff and like he couldn't say anything about it, but it took a toll on him. Cause
Yeah.
I was talking to my fans about this. I'm like, yo, look how much Obama aged in 8 years. Like
Yeah.
he aged a lot. Like yeah, people get older, but black don't crack like that. Like he must have knew something, like knew some
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
crazy stuff for him to age like that. But yeah, Obama. I'm gonna get Donald Trump
Okay.
because I gotta talk to him too, because to really get the rationale behind. Because I'm like, it's crazy because you can say he doesn't like black people, but why do you free Kodak Black? Just random. I just want to. I just want him there to ask him that. Like, why'd you, of all people,
Yeah. Yeah.
why did you meet with Kanye? Like, why are you meeting with all these black
Yeah.
celebrities
He
and you
had
don't like black people? Like, I
Chef
want to
G.
know.
He had Chef
Chef
G come to his
G,
rally.
Chef G made you want to get grills? What? Nah, I gotta talk to you because you might be doing something for the community. We just don't know about it and they're not pushing it. That's why I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Donald Trump. They probably gonna jump. Tupac and Fred Hampton might jump Donald Trump. We probably should have had them in the same room, but we still gonna rock with it. It's a dinner. We gonna keep it professional. Um, that's my dinner. Honestly, that's it. That's
Okay.
all. That's all I'm gonna do.
That's a nice dinner. I asked everybody that question on my podcast, man. So I had to ask you, what's next for you, man? Tell the people what's going on next.
Um, more music, probably more content coming out on social media and stuff like that. Um, more raps, a lot more raps. You know, the thing I do the best. But yeah. Um, that's a good question. You know, for my next music video, I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna tell my label this. I don't want to be in the video. I just want to direct it. Like I want to be involved with everything else, but the actual acting and being in the video. Like let me be involved with everything else and really like try to see if I can put something really cool together. So, me finishing college, that's also something to expect. Me getting my associates. I'm gonna get my associates. We gonna get this diploma. We gonna get this degree. You know, that's what's next for me. Music and school and
Yeah.
work. I'm still a
Yeah. Yeah.
regular guy. I'm not no rich dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much still broke.
I
Still live with my mama.
I I just appreciate you, man, for giving me, 40 minutes of your time. I love what you're doing out here, man. I love the music. I love the album. Y'all make sure, man, y'all go rush that, man. Go cop that. Um, Great production, great lyrics, great titles. Um, your future's bright, brother. Your future's bright. You know what I mean? Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't change your Do not change anything about what you're doing, man. You're going to gravitate and you're going to reach the people that you need to reach. And I feel like you're doing great things, man. I love the music. I appreciate you, man. You're always welcome on this platform. I will always support you with whatever you're doing. You just let me know what you need from me, and I'm there. I got you. But I appreciate you, brother, for coming on my platform, man, and
Thank you for
and
having me, bro. It
sharing.
was a blessing. It was a blessing, sir. It was a real blessing, sir.
Before I let you go, man, what advice would you give me? Last question. I like to ask people.
And you holding it down right now. You a father, you a husband, you a teacher, you a podcaster. You holding it down, man. You need to give me any of what advice would you give me?
I I think the advice I would give you, man, is run your own race, brother. You know what I mean? Run your own race. Do things at your own pace. You know what I mean? Stay in your lane. Don't change your lane for anybody. You know what I mean? Let people gravitate to your lane and gravitate to what you're doing. Don't change who you are. The school thing it's going to happen for you. Stay consistent, and just know your purpose
Yeah,
and be comfortable in your purpose. You know what I mean? And like that's the best advice I can give you is just stay in your purpose, man, because you have a gift. You have a gift. Not a lot of people can do what you do. You know what I mean? Never
I
forget
have a
that.
lot of people tell me that, but the one thing I'm gonna give myself some advice is I really got to take heed to that advice. 'Cause I don't be
Yeah.
thinking of like I say it on the album a lot that like people don't believe in me and stuff like that. But like people don't really see what I'm trying to do. But like sometimes the fact that people don't see it, I kind of get down on myself. Sometimes I'll be like, damn, am I really doing everything I could be doing? Like, why aren't people gravitating to it right now? Like, why am I not up a million plays? Like,
Yeah.
all these other dudes be saying some complete BS, and they're like the biggest thing in America right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to do it the right way. I'm trying to talk about the right stuff. I'm trying to have a message. I'm trying to put together full length albums that like are cohesive and people yeah. I feel like
No.
you don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. They'll gravitate. You know what I'm
But
saying?
I
Just
will
don't
run my
change.
own race, which is something
Yeah.
people keep telling me. Run my own
Yeah.
race.
Run your own race, brother. Run your own race, man, and do not change what you're doing, man. Because people like me, I appreciate it, man, and I'm pretty sure other people appreciate your love for music, man, and your love for the art, man, and what you're doing for the culture, man. So don't change that.
All right, one last thing before we get off here. What you think about the Celtics?
Celtics.
You winning the
So
championship this year? That's what I
we're
want
gonna
to
see.
hear.
I think that everything is on the shoulders of Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum is the best basketball player, in my humble opinion. I think he's one of the best basketball players in the NBA.
He
Uh,
is. He
I'm
definitely
gonna need
is.
I'm gonna need him to show up, and I'm gonna need him to play better than he did in the last NBA Finals. Because one thing is, Luka's been playing against professional basketball players since he's been 15. You know, and
It's
he's been
easy for
balling.
him.
Yeah, it's easy for him. This is easy work for him. So I don't know. I don't know. I want to see game one to see how I feel. I'm leaning towards the Celtics because I love to see Brown and Tatum get one together. But I also can't ignore how well Luka and Kyrie been playing.
Kyrie, that boy Kyrie, Uncle Drew, he's
Yeah,
dangerous, man. He's dangerous.
yeah. So we're gonna see. But I think either way, I think it's gonna be good though.
Yeah. All right, word. There's no more questions on mine. I'm gonna let you wrap up.
All right. No, I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for being a part of episode 60, man. My 60th episode. I appreciate you
Word.
being
That's
a
what's
part of
up.
that.
That's love.
I appreciate you being a part of that, brother, and take care of yourself.
Word. Thank you.
You're welcome.